Alan, hopefully that's better. Hopefully you can hear me. That's brilliant. Thank you. So I'll do that again. So Tom Assis Mitchell, thank you for what level 3 referee. Well done. Ben Davis, Ashley Graham, Lapthorne, John Street. Oh, the boss is watching.
The big man.
The boss is here. So yeah, this is an affiliations Q&A. Live demonstrations. Any questions that you've got, we want to ask you through. Like I said earlier, you can name it. That's fine. Affiliations might be a breeze to you. Great. Well done. Congratulations. If it's not, we're here to help, or actually this could be your first time looking at affiliations. So let me just introduce to you young Dan. Here he is. Oh, there you go. I'll pop myself down in the corner. Yep, you can wave now. Everyone can. Hear you, John Burrows. That's better. You can hear you now. Well, actually, some would say, John, it's better if you can't hear me. Let's just leave that there, shall we? But John, thank you for watching. John Burrows of Lapford, who are just about to be invited once again to participate in the Champions Cup.
Once again?
Once again. They were in it last year as well. So, John, that's coming. So, Dan, I'm going to kick off with a couple of questions whilst people are just joining, whilst people are listening, just to kind of get the ball rolling. So we're here from 6:30. We're going to run till 7:30. 7:30 dead. We're gone. So any questions that you need, get in before that time, please. But Dan, very simply, why do we need to bother affiliating?
So affiliating is going to allow you to play affiliated football for the upcoming season. It takes place prior to the start of the season. So the affiliation window, our affiliation window this year opened on the 10th of May, and it runs until, I believe, Friday the 15th of July. That doesn't mean you can't affiliate if you're a new team after that date, or if you add a new team or you're a new club throughout the season, you want to play friendlies or whatever, you can still affiliate then. But yeah, that's the affiliation window for this season for existing clubs. So affiliating basically involves registering your teams, your club officials, your club officers, which make up your club on the whole game system. So basically, you've got your club secretary, your chairperson, your treasurer, and then youth teams will have a welfare officer. Obviously, adult teams can have a welfare officer as well if they want to. So you put all their details in, and then each team will have a manager, etc. It sounds quite complicated, but from our end, it allows us, we have obviously everyone's data. For managers, for youth managers, we can ensure that they've got a DBS, and it just ensures that everyone's got the right qualifications, everything runs smoothly. But most importantly, from an on-the-pitch perspective, being affiliated allows you to play in Devon competitions, such as our affiliated leagues and cups. So all of our leagues, so like the men's leagues around the county, all of the youth leagues, our county cups, all of the league cups. When you're affiliated, that then allows you to enter those competitions, as well as entering festival and tournaments hosted by other affiliated clubs or by the county FA. So if we host a tournament, like when we hosted our Elevate Sevens tournament a few weeks ago, which was a real success in April, that was affiliated club. So if you've got, you and a bunch of mates who kick about down the park, you wouldn't be able to enter that tournament unless you were affiliated. And obviously through your affiliation, all your insurance and everything like that is also covered. But we'll come into that later on because I've spoken for long enough already.
Well, I guess with the summer coming up, lots of tournaments and festivals and things, affiliation is quite important to enter into those.
Yeah. So all of those tournaments are affiliated by us as well. There's a page on our website under our players section, which is festivals and tournaments. So a list of all of the affiliated tournaments are there. And obviously for referees as well, we do recommend that referees only are officiating on affiliated tournaments and festivals that have been affiliated by us. So if you are looking to host your own tournament, get in touch with us, make sure it's done the right way, make sure it's done properly. Like I said, that then gives you access to affiliated referees and lots of other benefits. So if you want to affiliate your summer tournament, just drop me an email or give me a ring and I can help you do that.
Excellent, sounds good there. So you mentioned, just picking up on what you said about club secretary, chairman, treasurer and welfare officer. Now, my understanding is that every club must have those people in place. So actually, if we haven't got a treasurer, can we still affiliate?
No, you can't. However, it's a lot more simple than it sounds. So if you do get a lot of clubs which are one man or one woman band. So it will be the secretary will be the treasurer, and the secretary will be the chairperson as well. And in some cases, the secretary will be, in youth teams, the welfare officer also. So you don't have to be a treasurer, you don't have to have any accounting qualifications or anything like that. It's not as daunting as it seems. But yeah, you can have one person doing all the roles, or you can have separate people doing all the roles. It really doesn't matter.
Okay, so if I'm a youth team, I can just put anyone down in those roles, or do they need to make sure they've got the right qualifications?
So for youth teams, there are certain qualifications which certain club officials will need. For example, the welfare officer will have to do the welfare officer course. They will also have to do the safeguarding children's course, and every club official, so secretary, chairperson, treasurer, welfare officer, will have to do the online safeguarding course for committee members as well. And I believe the welfare officer also needs a DBS. So it's not, I mean, anyone can do it, providing they've got all the qualifications and the checks done. But that's why it's really important to get these things done, sort of like keep on top of them during the season, and not wait for the end of the season to roll round. And then you realise that no one's got, or a lot of managers' DBS have expired, or you've got 3 of your committee members who need to do their online courses. And the online courses, they're not very time consuming. So a lot of them are 1 hour or 2 hour courses. However, during the summer, when lots of people are doing courses at the same time, the FA will quite often have a bit of a backlog, and then the qualification might not be uploaded onto the person's fan straight away, and the certificate might not be received straight away. So understand a lot of, well, almost all of the club officials in grassroots football are volunteers, and obviously the role is time consuming enough, but yeah, just keep an eye on throughout the season, qualifications, DBS checks and stuff. Make sure you keep on top of them, and it just allows for a smoother affiliation process and a transition over to the following season, rather than having loads of stuff on your checklist that you have to do, because that can hold your affiliation up.
So when you said actually you can put anybody in those roles, probably it's better if you've got the right people in those key roles to keep on top of everything.
Yeah.
So comes to affiliation, log in, do your affiliation, submit and done, rather than, this mass panic, I've got 4 managers whose DBSs have expired, my safeguarding, and it just becomes a mess. So yeah, it's really, really good advice to get the right people in the right roles and actually keep on top of things to make this process simple. So off the top of your head, we didn't rehearse this question. So I'm an experienced club. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm logging into affiliation. I'm a youth team, and I've a youth club, and I've got 8 youth teams. How long is it going to take me from affiliation, from start to finish, assuming everything's in place?
I base it off, if you've got one team, it's going to take you around 15 to 20 minutes. So if you're a youth club with one under 18s team, I'd say that's probably going to take you 15 to 20 minutes. Depends how switched on you are with technology, computers, whole game, etc. We understand it does have its flaws sometimes, and sometimes it freezes.
No, not having that. Works perfectly all the time.
So I think if you had 8 teams, maybe 30 to 40 minutes. It's more of it takes longer if you're going to add a new team in, so you're starting from scratch. If you've got an under 9s team from the 21-22 season and they're rolling straight over to next season, all the details are all the same, you can just really quickly review that. That's the same manager, all the same details. Next, probably going to be in the same league, I'm guessing, unless you check. That's the only thing that could be a little bit time consuming, is if you've got a change of manager, assistant manager, coach, or if you are changing leagues, for example, that can be a little bit time consuming. But I'd say even if you did need that maybe 3 or 4 minutes per team. So yeah, I'll maybe say if you had 8 teams, maybe 45 minutes. Like I said, it's going to depend on how tech-minded you are.
Yes.
Yeah, and savvy you are, yes. But yeah, I think it's a smooth process. And I've got, on our website, and this has been emailed to all club secretaries, we've got our step-by-step guide on how to complete your affiliation on the whole game system. So if I just bring it up now on screen. I won't take you through all of it, but it's a little bit like this. It takes you through everything from the sign-in process. It's got a link to whole game, the home page, and then it takes you through all the steps. So step 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. So it tells you there everything you need to do on each step. So for example, teams and county cups here. If you want to edit the cups, and it gives you the team already. If you want to edit the cups and leagues, you click there. If you want to fold the team, you can click there, and then save and continue. So if you've got one team, that's all you really need to do. Tick the boxes, and then off to the next step you go. So this guide's really useful. If you do get stuck, all new secretaries, I would recommend when you are doing your affiliation to follow this, because there are some things which can be a little bit confusing. So if anybody needs a copy of that, drop me an email, or you can just head over to our website, head to the next season's affiliation window news story. It's also on the home page, and the documents are there for you, the affiliation information pack and the step-by-step guide.
Okay. Plenty of people watching, no questions.
Okay.
Which must mean affiliations are going really well.
That must mean everyone knows exactly what they're doing.
Which is good.
It'd be interesting to find out, actually, if you've done your affiliation for this season and you're watching, how easy was it? Did you use the guides? Did you not need to use them? Be good to have that sort of feedback. Yeah, how easy did you find it if you've done it already? If you did it last year, which some people that watching may have done, then let us know. Let us know how easy you find it, and any positives. We're always looking for there might be a few negatives brought up, and the system's a bit slow, or it takes a little bit of time, or whatever. But if you've got any positives, let us know them as well. And
likewise, any feedback on you guys, if people are finding that guide really useful,
or if you think something missing from it, let us know.
You have a question from Paul Allen.
Okay.
I know a bunch of lads who play in the park, but do not play in the league and are not registered with other clubs. If they were to affiliate and submit the requisite club offices, would it be possible for them to enter one of the county cups?
No, I believe not, because to play in a county cup, I believe you have to play in an affiliated league. Is that correct? Looking at our county cups officer.
Absolutely bang on. So, yeah, unfortunately, Rocky, you need to be playing in a league or competition to enter a county cup. But, it's still possible to enter a league now. Lots of leagues are looking for next year. So that is not unfeasible. Lots of people like and share this broadcast. So you will know plenty of other county officials, all of you that are watching, club officials that may benefit from this session. So hit a like, hit the share button, share it to your feed, and let's get loads of people watching this with the opportunity to answer questions. Right. Let's go. Bryn Clapp. Affiliation was nice and simple, all complete, just waiting for their accounts to be signed off. So there you go.
Good to hear.
Yeah,
good feedback
absolutely.
from Bryn. Thank you.
Alan Lewis, just make sure you get the name spelt correctly and the date of birth correct when entering on whole game. Yes, please.
Don't want any new records created.
No, do not press that button that says create new record, because you will just cause chaos. Not necessarily now, but you'll create chaos later when people want to do qualifications and what have you. So emails are key. Emails are key this year. So let me ask you one of our other pre-prepared questions. So you've got the guide and you've gone through a quick overview on everything that's there. What's the most common reasons that clubs say, Dan, we're struggling, it's not working, the system's terrible, we can't affiliate? What's the most common problems you get?
The main thing we had last year, and I expect it'll be the same this year, is, so if I go to the step-by-step guide and I take you down to step 6, which is the purchases bit, these 2 products, the Benevolent Fund and the County Handbook, that sit right at the top of the list of products in the purchases section, they'll both be pre-populated already. So they'll both have 1 in the box there. They are both mandatory. Can't get the words out.
We're inventing words
So
again.
you have to have them in your product on your list of purchases. If you try and take that off and then scroll to the bottom and save and continue, that will then just take you back to this page again. And people will say, Dan, I'm stuck on step 6. Please, can you let me know why? It will be because you haven't got either the Benevolent Fund or the County Handbook selected. So they're both mandatory, so you need both of them. And they are the only 2 mandatory products on Affiliation. So that's probably the main one.
All right, a question from Bryn Clapp. He understood the County Handbook was going to be online,
It is.
but still needs to be paid for.
Yes, it is. So we used to charge £10 before for the handbook when it was printed and sent out and everything. Obviously that covered the cost of the production of the handbook, the printing of the handbook, and then obviously the cost to us to send it out to all of our clubs. We've now, very much like our County Cup programmes, it's all gone online. So that we obviously still have to pay to create the handbook and have it put online. So that is hence the cost, but massively reduced cost, obviously. So it's down to £3 now.
And of course, that's probably better for clubs, because if you send them one handbook and they've got 8 teams, now they can all share the link. And
yeah, exactly. And we also we do an update halfway through the season. So if there are any changes for the handbook, so if the club secretary has changed from person A to person B, that will then be updated halfway through the season, and it's online. So it's a live link. It's constantly live. So yeah, anyone's got access to it rather than just one person in the club with their handbook. We do appreciate a lot of people do like the old school paper handbook, but we're moving with the times, and it's also saving money for the clubs as well.
Okay, let's give a shout out. Lee Green's watching, Steve Luxon's here as well. Bernard's watching. Bernard, hope you are well. Amy, Alistair, Stuart Urquhart, Tyler Yendall, Jock Carstairs, all watching, which is fantastic. So just one from me, Dan, is that in talking about problems, reasons that they can't affiliate, I know there's a couple of others which we'll cover in a minute, but certainly we get a lot of problems with teams during the start of the season that can't register players for the league, or, can't put a female player into a boys team or the other way around because they're not setting the team information right. So just one from me, please, everyone. Make sure that when you're checking your team information, the team, if you're a youth team, is set to mixed, because that way you can sign girls and boys. If you've got a female team, that it is set to female, not male, because then you can't register the other one. And make sure the team format is correct to help your leagues put you into the right categories when it comes to that league affiliation. But there are a couple of other reasons why people can't affiliate. Most common reasons.
A common reason for youth teams would be qualifications from club officials. So like I touched on earlier, the courses, the safeguarding courses, welfare officer not having done the welfare officer course. And for youth teams, again, managers, coaches, assistant managers not having an in-date DBS. So if the DBS is expired, that will then hold up the whole club's affiliation. So if you've got a club with 20 youth teams and there's one assistant manager that doesn't have an in-date DBS, that's going to hold up the whole process. You won't be able to complete your affiliation until that is sorted. So
the system's that tight?
Yeah.
One DBS expired stops the lot?
Yeah.
Even more reason to keep them up to date?
Yeah, and that's why we said earlier about keeping it up to date and keeping on top of it throughout the season. Obviously, I understand if you're a large club like that, you're going to have a lot of volunteers and you're going to have a lot of people that you're going to have to keep an eye on when their records are expiring. But yeah, it's a lot easier if you even if you just do an update at the end of this, in the middle of the season at Christmas, and you can just pick out whose is expiring or who's. I mean, no one should be coaching anyway if they've got an expired DBS, but if someone's DBS is expiring, then you can pick that out and say, look, you need to renew this by X date, and then that's not going to hold you up for affiliating next season.
Because the safeguarding report on the club portal now is bang on.
Yeah.
Everything's there on one
And it's
screen.
colour-coded as well, I think,
easy.
as well.
Absolutely right. So other reasons, other most common reasons?
DBS qualifications. What else have I got? Outstanding invoices. So if you've got a player membership invoice for as little as £3 from last season, that will stop you affiliating. So any outstanding invoices from last season need to be cleared, because when I go to click approve your affiliation, it will say there are outstanding club debts for this club, and then you'll get an email from me saying, please can you pay this to us because it's holding up your affiliation. So just make sure everything's paid up to date. The other thing would be, not very common, but suspended club officials. So just make sure the people that are in your roles of club secretary, chairperson, treasurer and welfare officer aren't suspended, because if they are, that could then potentially hold up your affiliation as well. So
okay,
yes.
Thanks. I've got a couple of questions from Bryn. Sorry, John, is there an affiliation cut-off date?
Who's that from?
Bryn.
Hi, Bryn. Again. The cut-off date for existing teams is the 15th of July. So everyone should have submitted their affiliation to the Devon FA if you're an existing club last season by the 15th of July. It is possible to affiliate teams after that. However, because the leagues have to affiliate to us as well, and they have to put their constitution of divisions together and sort out their league cups, we have to sort out our county cups. We ask that everyone has submitted it to us by the 15th of July, because otherwise if you run any later than that and it starts, well, our county cup draws we usually do in August, at the start of August. So we have to get everything prepared for that. That then gives us a 2-week window to get everything sorted out. And obviously for the leagues as well, you've got some big leagues around the county. They want to sort out their divisions out. They want to see what teams are entering. So yeah, that's the cut-off date for this season. And then if you've got a youth team and you want to add last minute we want to add an extra under-9s team, that's fine, we can do that. I can reopen your affiliation and you can resubmit that to me.
Okay, so on that, what do we do? So I've submitted my affiliation to you, it's all good. Then I've got somebody wants to start an under-9s team with my club.
Yep.
What do I do? Because I've submitted it, it's locked.
Yeah, you won't be able to unlock it yourself, but if you contact me, just drop me an email, give me a ring, I will be able to reopen it for you. You can then go in, add the new team, add what league they're in, add the team officials, the manager, assistant manager, etc. And then resubmit it, and then I can approve it from my end. So yeah, if you think Dave Loader did it actually yesterday or today, he wanted to add a new team, open up his affiliation for him, back up. He resubmitted it. The invoice then gets bolted on. It's really as simple as that. It's not an issue.
Okay, so get it in now. You can make adjustments later.
Yeah.
If needed. All right. Bryn suggested it when you're trying to submit with outstanding invoices, there is a warning, and it won't let you get past that screen. So. That's good.
So if you have outstanding invoices, it won't let you go past.
Yeah. So that's good. So you can't fall foul of that.
Yeah.
Which is.
And that's a reminder as well, isn't it? So.
Yes. Avoid your late fees. So much money we get in late fees. Actually, people don't need to do it. Do they? Just pay your invoices. It's fine. Okay. We've got no other questions. We've got a few people watching. Andrew Snell's here, Ronald Ellis, Martin Hayward, Tony Dwelly is watching, which is friends, and out-of-date qualifications. You can't get past that screen on out-of-date qualifications. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, Bryn, for that. So let's talk a little bit about insurance.
Yep.
So first question, what insurances do I need?
So there's different types of insurance. You've got public liability insurance and personal accident insurance. So the public liability insurance, I'm not an insurance broker or I don't know loads about insurances, but I do know this. The public liability will cover your venue and the personal accident is cover for your players. So if one of your players gets injured, you can claim on the personal accident insurance. If you do want more information about insurances, we've got our insurance partners and providers over at SportsGuard. They're really helpful. Richard there, who I often deal with, will get back to people almost straight away. Really good with any queries or claims and stuff. So each club will need one public liability insurance, and then for every team they've got, they will need a personal accident insurance per team. So to break it down, if you've got 10 youth teams, you'll need one public liability, which will cover all 10 teams. You'll then need one personal accident insurance per team. So when you're doing your affiliation, you'll select one public liability insurance and 10 personal accident insurance. So one for each team.
I'm really good mates with Dan Eustice, who's an insurance broker in King Staten, has done me a really good deal with Barrett.
I heard he is quite good, yeah.
With Barrett and Company Sports Insurance, which is so I don't want that personal accident insurance. Can I still affiliate?
Yeah, of course you can. So you don't have to go with SportsGuard. The majority of our clubs do, but some clubs like to go elsewhere. So all you need to do then is I will bring it up for you. There is a step of the affiliation. I'm not sure which 100% it is. I think it might be 5. Yeah, so on step 5 of the affiliation, there is a supporting documents section. And as you can see there, it will allow you to upload either your personal accident or your public liability insurance certificate if you've already got that. If you don't, you obviously tick the box there that you're going to purchase it, and that will let you go to the next step. So yeah, and then that'll appear on my end. I'll then open the certificate, obviously make sure it's in date, make sure the expiry date is correct, and
the right level of cover.
Yeah, the right level of cover. Yeah. So, and that's a good point. There are different levels of cover. Like I said, I'm not a complete expert, but for for youth teams, it's just a set youth cover, which I believe is £19 per team. And then the adults insurance. So we've got walking football insurance, which is specific to walking football teams. There's friendly club personal accident insurance. So if you are a friendly team and you think, oh, we only play 1 or 2 games a month, you can have the friendly insurance. That is cheaper than the standard insurance if you were a men's team playing a league. And then you have options 1, 2, 3 and 4, which is adult cover. So that's men's and women's teams. And that obviously option 1 is the lowest form of cover, and it goes up to option 4, and the price increases as the options go up. If anybody needs a copy of the details of all the different policies, then please just drop me an email. I've got SportsGuard's PDF document, which is very in-depth, and it will tell you how much cover you get for everything on your personal accident and on the public liability as well.
Okay, so there are options there for clubs, which is great, but we recommend SportsGuard.
We do recommend SportsGuard.
They're easy to deal with.
Yep.
They understand us.
Very good rates as well.
Excellent. Right. It's got a question from Mike Roberts. So will youth clubs have to add an assistant referee to their affiliation? Sometimes an adult of a player of a team assists referees, so your club lino, but if they haven't got a DBS, surely they cannot assist.
I believe on... So is this if a... sort of like if a parent is running the line for
so King Staten under 15s, they've got somebody that runs a line for them. Do they have to be on their affiliation?
We'd recommend them putting them on there, but they don't have to be.
No, and a club assistant referee isn't a DBS required role.
No.
So nothing to stop them being on there, and if they're just the occasional parent, then they don't need to be.
Yeah, and we understand that obviously can change from week to week. Yeah. 1 week they might be there, 1 week they might not.
Absolutely. So hopefully that answers that question for you, Mike. But Mike, thank you for joining. Andrew Bellamy's here. Andrew, good to see you. Ash Horn, Kelly Bryden, Adrian Walker, Simon Pearce, Stephen Hopley, Drew Shorrock is also watching, which is great. Again, don't forget, just hit the like button. Let's get this on people's feeds, because there'll be many people out there with lots of questions. We want to give everyone the opportunity to ask. So let's go back to our questions. So we've done that one. Oh, County Cups. Do you want touch on this one. So which county cup should people be in?
So on the guide, there is a page. Now this page is as of last year, so this maybe we'll have to update this when when the leagues have redone their constitution of divisions. So this is subject to change. But for example, there's a page, which county cup should we be in? It then lists the leagues down the left-hand side and the divisions in the middle, and then the county cup on the right-hand side. Obviously, youth cups are a lot more self-explanatory. If you're playing in the under-16 boys league of the DGM league, you don't know the under-16 youth cup, which is now called. But yeah, for adult leagues, this will be updated. But the affiliation guide is really handy to see what cup you should be in. If you are still struggling after reading that and you are still a bit confused, please just drop me or Jason an email and we'll be able to confirm to you which cup you should be entered into.
Now, we check them anyway.
Yeah.
So before the draws are done, we go through league divisions and check people in the right cup. But just one thing on youth cups, there's a change in the county cup rules this year, that you enter the county cup according to where you play. So last year you could have had an under 13 teams that are playing up at under 14s, but enter the under 13 county cup.
Yeah.
That can't happen this year. So if whatever age group you're playing in, that's the county cup that you enter. All right. And likewise, if you're a girls team, so an under 14 girls team can play at under 13s, that's allowed. So they would enter the under 13 youth county cup.
Yeah.
Can't then choose to enter the girls county cup. All right. And also, let's mention we've got an under 12s cup this year.
Yes, we do indeed.
Yes. So
New cup.
A new cup competition for under 12s. And we've done that because we had a lot of under 12s last year wanted to enter the under 13s, which is great. We thought, actually, why can't they have their own cup? So you get that one season at 9v9 at under 11s, get to settle in, and then if you want to enter a county cup at under 12s, you can. Also, on the adult county cups, your first team must enter a county cup. Must.
Yep.
There's no ins or outs. There's one exception, which we'll come on to in a minute, but you must enter a county cup. If you want to enter your second team, your reserves, your third, your fourth, they're all optional. So you don't have to enter them past your first team. Now, the only first teams that are exempt is that if this is your first season, so if you're a new club and you're going in, you want to try in football in the league, great, and you think actually the county cup isn't for us this year, you don't have to enter. That's fine. We'll give you that 1 year dispensation. That really is not a problem. But first teams must enter, and then for youth now you play at the level that you're playing in your leagues.
Under 18s?
So under 18s go into the under 18 county cup.
Is that mandatory entry?
Oh no, because youth. Youth is optional.
Okay.
So youth, if you want to enter, you can. If you don't want to. And please, 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 speak to your managers. So if the secretary is watching, speak to your managers. It was, I'm sure, actually, you won't mind me saying this, the amount of fines that we had to issue last year for clubs withdrawing from county cups and youth competitions was totally avoidable in most cases before round one. Because once you confirm you're in the team, we do the draw. If you withdraw, we have to fine you. But you get a lot of managers who go, yeah, I didn't want to be in the cup. You've been entered. So have that conversation within the club and make sure if you're youth, you only enter it, actually you really, really, really want to be there. Save yourself some money, please, please.
Also
please.
the other way around as well. So managers that wanted to enter but didn't get entered in, and then they will contact us when the draws have been done saying, oh, we really wanted to enter.
Yeah, you're a bit late. You're a bit late. So youth county cup entries, we extended the deadline till the end of August to confirm whether you want to be in or out the cup. Because it was felt like a lot of you managers, actually in July, you have no idea if you got a team or not. And yet we were asking you to confirm your county cup entries. So we've extended that till August. For adult clubs, it's still the end of July because you start mid-August. So you should know by then whether you've got a team or not. All right. So county cups, if you're unsure, ask. That's always the thing. Dan said it loads of times. If you're unsure, ask us. We'll help you. So most common errors when club are affiliating. I think we've done that, haven't we?
We have. The only other thing I'd maybe touch on is youth teams not selecting the right age group. So if we had a few cases of it last season, where an under 11s team would try and affiliate, but then they put themselves in, accidentally click the under 12s age group. So that doesn't then marry up with the actual team suffix of under 11. Then when they go to register players, or if it's the other way and they've affiliated an under 11s team and they put it down as under 10s, you then can't register any under 11s players because the age category is wrong, and then we have to go in and change it at our end, and then the league won't be able to add the team into the league because it's got the wrong age category on it, and teams end up in the wrong leagues and divisions. So just make sure you've got your under 11s down as an under 11s team, or your under 12s as an under 12s. And just double check before you submit it.
Perfect. Right. Maria Spencer's watching. Maria, hello. Richard Mason's watching.
He's home already, is he?
Well, it's development, isn't it? So,
oh, yeah, that's true.
They'll probably will watch it at 9 o'clock tomorrow at home. Dave Schwartz is here. Sam Dodwell, Richard Cullen as well. We love you, Richard, really. We do. Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Yeah. Let's go on to the perhaps the big question. Big question beyond a lot of people's mind. How much does it cost?
It costs a lot of money. No, I'm joking. So actually, the cost of affiliation has gone down year on year. I believe it's for around 10 or 11 years in a row now. It's dropped. So clubs are actually paying less and less each year to us for their affiliation. So the cost, there's a charge we charge per team. So if you've got 3 teams, you're going to pay 3 lots of the team fee. In terms of youth, the lower the age group you are, the less you'll pay. So mini soccer teams, I think they're about £2 up to around under 9s, under 10s, and then it goes up slightly. The most expensive thing is the insurance. So that's, like I said, that's £30 for £24 for public liability, and the personal accident, obviously it depends, £19 for youth teams, and then it starts at, I think, £40 or £50 for adult teams. Like I said, the cost of it has gone down, and that's in line with the player membership. The player membership scheme allows club affiliation costs to keep dropping, so hopefully for clubs they should be saving a little bit of money. And then that money from that we get in for affiliations from clubs is going towards running the game in Devon, and also goes towards our county cups and things like that. So yeah, the cost is coming down, and we're hopefully going to carry on reducing that year on year to make it better for you clubs.
Insurance per team is expensive if we've got 10 teams, says Maria Spencer.
Correct, it is, unfortunately. Like I said, Sports Guard are very cheap. I won't name drop any other insurance companies, but I've seen other clubs who've got insurance through other providers, and it does work out more expensive than it does £19 per team through Sports Guard. So yeah, unfortunately for youth teams, the more teams you have, the more expensive it's going to be. However, in the grand scheme of things, £19 for a team for a season is not too bad, really.
For the whole season. And don't forget, each team can have 20, 30 players attached to them. So actually, if they give you peace of mind and covers should, the worst happen and someone gets hurt, it's not bad value, is it?
So,
I'd love to insure my car for £19 a year. That'd be grand.
Let's say, for example, a team has 19 players signed on. So it's £1 a player for the season. So it's not, all right, it might seem expensive when you have got 10 teams and it's £190, but yeah, if they've got 19 players, £1 a season. And I always say this to clubs is charge a registration fee at the start of the season for each player, £5, £10. That then covers their player membership, any affiliation costs, county cup costs, any league registration, or league fees. Simple.
Okay, so here's a question. We haven't rehearsed this, so I'm hoping it doesn't catch you out. But I think Maria's right that if when you look at it, you do your affiliation, you get that bill at the end of it. And if you're a big, like Torquay Academy Sports, they're a big club, so their bill is going to be quite big.
Yeah.
So if a club is genuinely struggling financially, and when they see that bill, they go, oh, okay, that's a bit difficult because we're coming up to the end of this season.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't collected the registration fees for next season yet. Can we help them with that?
Yeah, of course we can. So I've done it for clubs in the past. We'll sort out a payment plan, or I can give you a bit of an extension. I think at the moment all invoices are due to be paid by the end of July, the 31st of July. If you need an extension on that, or your club is struggling financially, please do drop me an email. I'll be more than happy to try and come to some sort of agreement and compromise on...
I thought it was 28 days for the invoices. Did we set them all at 28 days?
Yeah, we might have actually. Yeah,
we did all that work.
If you are worried about your invoices and you think, oh, the payment deadline's coming up, I'm not going to be able to afford it by then, we are understanding. I will try and help you where I can. And yeah, like I said, if you are struggling, please just drop me an email or give me a ring, and I'll be more than happy to try and help you. The last thing we want is clubs and people inside clubs worrying that they can't affiliate because they can't afford it. I mean, if it means we get the money a month or 2 months later, then so be it. If we can help you, that'd be great, because at the end of the day, we want people playing football. We don't want people suffering and worrying. We want people to enjoy it. So
goes back to what you've said, in it. If you're struggling with anything, pick up the phone, talk to us, and we'll do our very, very best to help. So Maria says the other costs are okay, and it is better to do it through us. So Maria, thank you for that. We got no other questions.
So everyone must basically think affiliations are
a doddle.
A doddle,
yeah.
Which is good. And to be honest, we obviously opened the window just over 2 weeks ago, and we've had about 75, 80 clubs submit something. We've got another 120 in progress. So you've got 200 clubs there that have already logged on and either submitted something or done something on their affiliation. And I haven't had, touch wood, haven't had loads and loads of queries. So hopefully the guide's working, hopefully the system's being kind to you, and we must have some pretty competent club secretaries, because there hasn't been too many queries at all yet. So yeah, well done to everyone who's making it a smooth process.
You'll never guess who's watching.
Well, no, I probably won't. It could be anyone.
Nathan Batchelor.
Nathan from the FA.
Yes. He's watched every live session we've done.
He loves it.
Nathan, thank you for
Evening.
For having it. But we've got some questions coming in now, which is great. So, Nathan, I'll come back to your question in a minute. I think we'll finish with that question. But Dan, so we'll finish with this just before we go off air at 7:30.
Okay.
What are your top tips to make affiliation an easy process? So you can start thinking about that.
I can bank that. Okay.
All right. Alan Lewis, a big thank you to Dan for replying so quickly to emails. It stops any problems building up.
Lovely. That's a nice message from Alan.
I think we'll print that.
Yeah. Get it framed in my office.
Alan, you're more than welcome. Mick Tattersall, when are you planning to open up league affiliation? So there we go. There's another question. League affiliations, any different? When does that open, and what's the process for that?
League affiliation will open. I've set a reminder for next week, so leagues will get some information in the next couple of weeks with that. Probably be opening the middle of June, and the leagues, I have to say, are really, really good with that. They know exactly what they're doing, and hardly get any queries at all from any leagues. It's a really straightforward process. They just go through, upload their minutes from their AGMs and stuff like that, and it's a really smooth process. But if there are any league struggling or new league secretaries or new league officials that need a little bit of guidance on the league affiliation, please get in touch. Like I said, pick the phone up, drop me an email, and I'll be more than happy to help guide you through the process. We don't actually have a league affiliation guide at the minute. That's purely because the leagues are so switched on with it, and the window opens, and Mick will probably do his virtually straight away because he's good as gold, like all of the other leagues are. So yeah, but any newbies, drop me an email, give me a ring, and I'll be able to help you with that.
Excellent. And I suppose on the competition portal, it's really good. Leagues can see the affiliation status of their clubs within the league as well.
Yeah.
That's normally a big warning system that the leagues can help us with teams that aren't affiliated.
Yeah, Mick was good with that last year because he would be saying to me, I'm going to chase these up. So we do have some really good league officials and volunteers that are doing, like when Mick chases the clubs up, it means I haven't got to do it. So
yeah, but that's one of the major benefits of the whole game system of the club portal, because before that, leagues had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea the affiliation.
Yeah, what's the status then? They'd have to get probably a report from us.
Yeah, they'd have had to, but now they can go and see it all themselves on the portal.
Yeah.
So
a big thank you to all the leagues.
Okay, Adrian Walker. I'm a new club secretary and I found it easy to go through the affiliation process.
Okay, perfect.
Adrian, be interested. Did you use the guide or did you just jump on and do it? Be interested to see how you did that. Other bosses watching. Rushy.
Rushman.
Yeah. Giving you a round of applause. Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Matt Rushton, just on the comments, just see what Alan Lewis said about how quick Dan is at replying to emails. Just bear that in mind at the next review. Well done. Adrian, just jumped on and done it.
Oh, straight away, no guide needed.
No,
okay,
just got on with it and done it.
That's brilliant, and that just shows how easy it is.
Yes, assuming everything's right. So you go back to what you said at the very beginning of the broadcast. If you've got everything in terms of your qualifications and the right people in place, actually it really is a doddle to go through. Mark Bewley, great presentation, guys.
Thank you, Mark.
Mark puts guys on this, so I get some credit for that as well. Rushy didn't mention either of us.
What did Rushy say?
He just round of applause. 2 round of applause emojis.
Okay.
Too busy to write anything, just uses emojis.
Obviously I've taken over from Mark, the best ever affiliations administrator across all county FAs in England.
Excellent. So would he still be number 2, or because he's left, he kind of drops off that ladder? I think we still call him number 2.
No, his legacy's still there.
Legacy, excellent. So we've just got over 10 minutes left. We're going to go at 7:30. Regardless, Dan's going to watch Emmerdale, and I've got Sniper Elite 5.
Okay.
I'm keen
I'm
to
probably
go
not going to watch
Emmerdale.
Emmerdale.
Do you not watch Emmerdale?
No, I've started watching Gordon Ramsay's Future Food Styles on BBC. It's really good. I'm hooked on that at the minute.
Oh, is that the Apprentice?
Yes.
With Ramsay.
Yes. Yeah, it's really good. I've got the final tonight, so don't see any comments ruining it. Who's won it?
Don't tell us what happens. Right. Rushy's come back with a comment
saying
Dan's admin is almost as good as his Premier League fantasy draft team.
Yeah, it was all right this season. I didn't win it this season. I won it the last 2 years.
Who won this year?
Ash.
Oh, Ash.
Ash ran away with it by about 200 points.
How? Bear in mind we're live, so be careful.
He had Salah in his team. He had Alexander-Arnold and Cancelo. But then his forward line was like Pookie, Ashley Barnes and
you laughed
Joel
at me
Linton
when we did the old pick a fantasy team and I put Pookie in my front.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, obviously worked out all right. No, he just kept. Ash won't mind me saying this. He just kept getting really lucky by he'd put in like Cornet from Burnley, who'd be a free agent. He'd put him in and he'd score twice. Then he'd take him out and put Trossard in from Brighton and he'd score. Right. There was actually a stage where I said to Ash, start putting £1 on every player you put in each week. Because he was putting defenders in and they were scoring. It was ridiculous.
Mick Tattersall, Sting, still King Bewley, young Prince Eustice, we'll get there one day.
Young Prince, I like it. Thank you, Mick.
And Mark says your tenner's in the post.
Okay, thanks, mate.
It's all good stuff. Yes, in fact, he's put your tenner's in the post twice, so it must be £20
Okay.
in the post.
You could have just baxed it.
Well, yeah, we could bring it on Saturday.
Yeah.
With the cups. Because you're not his.
No, I'm not his Saturday.
But you can drop it off and we put it on your desk for you so it'll be there Monday. So that really isn't a problem. 9 minutes left. 9 minutes left, people, for you to like and share this stream. This will be here on Facebook and YouTube, so we don't delete it. So anyone watching that can't watch tonight can go back and watch it. But you've only got 9 minutes to get any questions answered. Don't forget, we've hooked up the live demo. So Dan's here, he's got his laptop. He's got an affiliation page open for a club. So we can show you, if anybody's got any questions, we can show you this affiliation process. It is there. And it took me ages to hook that up. So if nobody uses it, won't be.
It's going to be really annoying.
yeah. But you know, this is where we're at. That we can give you an actual live demonstration. We can show you. Can you can't skip to stage 6, can you? You've got to go through more step by step.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the one that normally causes people problems. You've said. So we've shown it to you in the guide, but that's the live screen for a club affiliation.
So if I take off the handbook now, save and continue. I know what it is. Not a great example because they've already submitted theirs and I've switched it back to in progress, so their invoice is already set up. But yeah, that is the page. That is the page that people get stuck on. So just make sure that both the top two are both populated. You don't need more than one quantity of each because, like I said, the benevolent fund covers the whole club and the handbook is online, so you don't need to buy 5 of them because I'll only go back and change it to 1, so we're not charging you 5 times. Just quickly touching on, we've got a really good partnership with Coolpack. So they provide lots of first aid and physio stuff. So as you can see here, they've got first aid kits, they've got first aid refill kits, they've got hand sanitizer, ice packs, etc, etc. So if you want any of those products, you can either order them through your affiliation or you can head over to our partnerships page with them on our website, which is also on, you can find that link on our website. And you can order it on there. So yeah, that's really good. And then you've got below that, you've got the all the different insurance options. So you've got disability, friendly clubs, then you've got all the 1 to 4 options for adults, walking football, youth teams, and then public liability right at the bottom.
So one public liability.
One public liability.
That clear. Yep. One public liability.
Yep.
And all the other insurances. Do you want to share some other live? I mean, this is live.
Yeah, so
live screen.
We've got 5 minutes left, so I'll quickly just go through and show you how easy it is. Step 1, club details. Check and confirm club details. So you just tick that box, save and continue. You then got to go through, make sure your roles are right. So your secretary, chairman, treasurer, and welfare officer. If you're a youth team, check they're all right. So they're all okay. Select the amount of volunteers which are included in your club. You literally just type it in there. If you want to add a new official, you can do it here at the top. So already, what's that? 30 seconds in, we're on step 3. Make sure that is not right because it's the wrong postcode, so that will need changing. But make sure your ground is right and is in there and is all correct. I'll go back and change that later because I'm not going to fiddle around doing that now. You've then got your team, so there's only one team for this club. Check the drop down, check the manager and everything is all right, check the kit colours are all right. You can then edit the cups and leagues, so if you are in a league you can edit that there. Just quickly go into it. There you go, you can drop down there and select which county cup you want to enter. That's probably now going to take 5 minutes to load and we're not going to be able to finish. The league as well, you just type there we go. So if you want to enter the intermediate cup, you just select that, save, and then if you want to enter the league, you just select it there. So I'll save that, confirm and review county cups, confirm my league entry is correct. Next step, supporting documents. So like I said earlier, if you've got your insurance through another company other than SportsGuard, upload it here. Personal accident, public liability. If you don't already, you're just going to tick that you're going to purchase the appropriate insurance for all relevant teams and that you wish to purchase public liability insurance from your county FA. Also the option to upload your balance sheet. We'll go to the next step, which was 6, which I just talked you through. So make sure obviously you've got benevolent fund and handbook selected. Your insurances, so I'm going to select the option 1, personal accident for adult teams. and a public liability. Save and continue. Now we're on step 7. So this is a summary page of your purchases. So we've got the team affiliation fee, which is £30, benevolent fund, handbook, personal accident insurance, public liability insurance, and we want to enter the Devon Intermediate Cup. So we're going to submit that. And that's it. And then your invoices are already there. That's it. That's the last step. So that took what?
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
So
it really is that
in
easy.
place, 4 minutes. That's as quick as it can be.
You'll notice now the numbers are now locked. So if you do need to, oh no, I've forgot to add a team or whatever, just send me an email and say, Dan, please can you reopen my affiliation? I need to add a new team, and I can do it.
So once you click that final submit in stage, what stage? 7?
7, yeah.
7, then that's it. Any
Yeah.
changes need to go back through you.
Yeah.
But up until that point, you can go back into any stage you want
Yeah.
and amend things. Excellent. Right, Dan. So we're in the last 2 minutes. So let's bring you back up on screen. Let's put your title back on there. And let's put me in the corner. So you've got 2 minutes to answer Nathan's question from earlier. So what are your top tips to make this an easy process?
Tip 1 would be use the guides. And I know we had a gentleman on earlier saying that he didn't need them, which is great. But I would personally still have them open just to make sure you're doing everything right. So that would be my first tip, is use the guides. The affiliation information pack, just show you it here. It shows you the breakdown of why you need to affiliate, all the different categories of football. There's a lot of text in here that you might not think you need to read, but for new clubs this is really important. So what you need to do before your affiliation, the process of affiliating, talks you through all the steps, takes you through all sort of like safeguarding requirements. There's loads of links here to the boot room, to how to get a DBS check, how to book my courses, how to report a concern. A lot of information about DBS, youth teams and safeguarding. And then we've actually got a really helpful table which says, so for example, oh, I'm a club secretary, what do I need? Oh, I need to do the online safeguarding for committee members course. Literally click on the link on the table, it will take you straight to the course, and you can literally book onto it and take it right there and then. So that's really important. So I would say use the guides. Second tip would be, if you get stuck with anything, please just give me a ring or drop me an email. I like to think I'm quite quick at getting back to people. Obviously, as it gets busier throughout the summer, it might be a little bit longer, but you shouldn't be waiting too long for an answer. If you email me or ring me, if you're stuck with anything, please just drop me an email. And my third tip would be to get it done early, because then if there are any problems, you've got a lot of time to rectify them and get your qualifications and any DBSs and any fines that are outstanding or invoices all squared off and paid up. So that would be my 3 tips. Do it early, use the guide, and the second one, which I've already forgotten, ask for help.
And I'll add a top tip to that. The safeguarding tab on the whole game system, the club portal, is your friend here. So if you visit that and check all that beforehand, it'll solve so many problems for you before they happen. Dan, we're past 7:30, so time for us to go. Dan, thank you very much for your time this evening. Thanks for that comprehensive guide on affiliations and answering the questions. It's really, really good. Yeah, I echo the thoughts of John Street. Really informative. The guides and your help should help everyone. Alan Lewis, you're more than welcome. Thank you for joining. So just one final thing before we go, again unrehearsed, so I might catch you out, but Champions League final, Saturday night, Liverpool, Real Madrid, score prediction. Dan, please.
3-1 Liverpool.
Oh, I've gone 2-0 Liverpool, so it's a Liverpool win from us. Best of luck to the Reds in that final. Good luck to the 10 teams that are competing in the County Cup finals this weekend. So 10:30 for the under 13, Doors Accountants under 13 youth final between Ocean City Youths and Comms Samford. We've got 2:30 for the Sports Lighting Premier Cup between Beer Albion and North Molton. And then the 3 girls finals on Sunday. Signal Box against SB Frankfurt. I'm going that because I need to remember the other ones. At 4, 2 o'clock.
Newton Fire versus Map
Juniors. Oh, well done. At 2 o'clock. Or 10, 1 and 4. And then at 10 o'clock is...
Under 13 girls. No.
No, I can't remember. Maria's got 2-0 Real Madrid. That's
No.
not good.
I'm going to find out now before we go because we need to give them a shout out. Where's my programme? Here it is.
I've done so many, I can't remember.
Hunter District Girls versus Fremington Youth.
Fremington Youth Pumas.
And big thank you to Great British Confectionery, our lovely sponsors, and all of the other sponsors.
So all of those cup finals will be live on Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you've got the button that's pressed that says allow notifications when this page goes live on WFA. Then you'll know when we're live, and you'll be able to watch those finals. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes, Mark. Second game, 10, 1 and 4 is on Sunday. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a great evening, and Dan, brilliant. Cheers,
Thank you very much.